Good afternoon. My name is Paul Church from Clarity Craft here in the UK, and today we're joined by a very special guest, the lovely Jazz.
Hi everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, this is your second appearance on Clarity Social
It
TV.
is, yes.
Jazz made a debut appearance yesterday with Barb. And she survived and she went, I want to do more. So if you missed yesterday's episode, then you can go back and watch via our website, which is claritycrafts.com, and you can go back and you can find all about Jazz, how our paths crossed, how you came to join Clarity, because it was a really interesting story. Because I remember when you first joined, it was on work experience, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then lockdown happened.
Yeah, beginning of 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then, because at the point when we was at the old premises, you was in one building, I was in another building.
Yes.
So although there was interaction, there wasn't as much interaction as there is here.
No, of course not.
And so 1 minute Jazz was there, and then she wasn't.
I know. I had 3 weeks, and I was enjoying it so much too. And then we all just got locked down.
Because I also didn't realise that you lived so far away from the office.
Oh, so far. 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5-minute walk.
I mean, so whenever there's a snowstorm, then there's no excuses. Oh, I can't get in.
Yeah.
And now that you can drive as well.
Yeah. No snow days for me.
No snow days. So it's lovely to have your company again. And yesterday, it was sort of that desert island disc type effect, wasn't it? So since you've been on board at Clarity, you've been working with Barbara and Tina and Linda and all the other designers and working on their designs, turning them into not only stamps, but groovy.
Yes.
And then you started going, oh, I wonder whether this works, and I wonder. So you started coming up with your own designs, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
So when you started to sort of think, right, oh, we could do this, we could do with that. When you're designing, are you thinking it's got to be a stamp, or it's got to be a groovy, or because she's so young, her mind can multitask. Are you thinking along both tracks, stamps and groovy at the same time?
So if it's my own design and I've drawn it out myself, normally if it's a more delicate or intricate design, that will be a stamp.
Yeah.
Just because the groovy is a thicker line. But normally we can translate a stamp into groovy, which is really interesting, and how sometimes you think, oh no, it's way too busy, it's never going to work. And then because I test the plates myself as well, I'll give it a little go, I'll see what it looks like, and then it works. And it's a great way to experiment and see our limits and what we can
definitely
do.
And I think because we can literally go from a pencil drawing to the design on the screen, and then to have a prototype as well that we can test, whether it be as a stamp, a stencil, or a groovy plate, and we can then tweak it instantly, can't we?
We can.
And in the past, often with Barb's come up with an idea of a morning, and she'll come in and say, I've had this idea. She has lots of ideas. Like it comes in, and then it's sort of like she speaks to Jazz, and then within hours, less than hours, the prototype's there. I mean, your mind is just magical.
But it's the whole Clarity as well, everyone gets involved. So then, Laurent has to make the stamp, someone makes the groovy, and then, Julie sends them to the design team, and the design team is so quick getting them back to us, and they're fantastic. So
I mean, it's sort of like, as Barb said, Jessie is sort of like the whole design team, the creative side of it. So you've got Barbara, you've got yourself, you've got Lisa, then Jim can get involved. And then everyone sort of like, I'll get involved sometimes, then Julie will get involved in some, because she's a stamper as well. And all of a sudden, it really is, I've never known a company where you can go from an idea in the morning and have a finished product by the end of the day and be selling it.
It's fantastic. It really is.
And so like say Jazzy's mind, it's the younger mind, I think, has got that versatility of being able to multitask between the different strands. So yesterday we looked at two of your favorites, your Desert Island discs, which were the floral panels and the floral delights. Okay, and so if you missed that show, you can go back to Clarity Craft Catch Up, and we'll have a look at that on the iPad a little bit later on how to do that. And then today you've chosen another 2 designs, haven't you?
I have.
So if we have a look at the pack shot of what we're going to look at today. So we're showcasing the Groovi version. As we've said previously, they're available in stamp as well.
Yeah.
So the first collection we have are your Jazz's Colour Me Patterns A6 Groovi plate collection. Now, what we've done, Jazz, as you know from yesterday, we've kept these at the Grey Friday prices.
I
know. So do you want to give out some details to our friends at home?
Okay, so the product code for these plates is 42104. That you're getting your Grey Friday saving of £8.39. So that comes to a total of £19.57. Plus your club discounts as well.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
So that's it, the first collection we've got there. Then the other plate we've got on the show for this particular hour is...
These are the seasonal tags and frames, A4 Groovi plate. The item number for this one is 41942. Now you're getting a saving of £7.20, so that is £16.79 plus your club discount.
Wow. And how would we go about ordering if we wanted to place an order for one of these items?
Okay, so you can either order online with us at www.claritycrafts.com or give Sue a call in the office at 01732 868 215.
Super. Now, if you like these designs, we also have them available in stamp. So the stamp version of the Kiss by Clarity Jazz's Colour Me Patterns A6 stamp collection is
11629. That's a Grey Friday saving of £11.99. So in total, you will be paying £27.97.
Okay.
Plus your club discount.
Plus your club discount. She's learning quickly. And then the final collection in the stamp version.
That is the Kiss by Clarity Seasonal Tags and Frames Stamp and Stencil Collection. Item number 21184. That's a saving of 49. Oh, wait, hello.
Definitely
maybe not.
Grey Friday. Do you want to borrow my glasses?
Yeah. That is a saving of £14.39, and you are spending in total £33.56.
And
your club discount.
There we go. See, look, super talented. I've got my glasses here if you want to.
Thank you.
You've got glasses as well.
I know, I should
I said to Jazz, I'm too far away from the screen to read the numbers. I was going like this earlier.
I know.
So I said, Jazz can do that out. So let's start with the Colour Me range that you came up with. Where did that idea start from?
Okay, so a few years ago we had the On the Wing collection. Do you remember the 3D
birds that Dave cuts out? Yeah.
So beautiful. And Barb designed a stamp set that you could stamp onto the bird when flat, and then you'd have these beautiful patterns. They were forget-me-not patterns.
Yeah.
And I loved them. And they were just these tiny little elements. And I love tiny little, really cute, pretty flowers elements. So I thought, let's see what else we could do with those patterns.
Right.
So do you want to have a look?
Yeah, let's have a look on the overhead. So this is where this concept started with. So this is the pattern you're talking about here, isn't it?
So these are the patterns that Barb originally drew.
Okay.
And I love the idea of with Kiss that they originally started with, the Keep It Simple stamps, to give you a kind of final card, you know, something that wouldn't require too much thinking. If you wanted to just, you know, bang out a few cards in a day, you would have a lovely, pretty sentiment, a final design that you could use again and again and again. So this is where I put these together with your sentiment in the middle. So you can use this here. But the magic of Groovi, which I've learned at my time at Clarity, is that these elements, you can pick and choose whether you want to take them away or add more. You know, you don't, this bird doesn't need to be here. he can be flying off somewhere else. You know, you don't have to have this sentiment in here. If you just wanted all of these lovely elements, you can take these flowers and infill them.
So if we can compare that then to the stamp set, so you can see you've taken the same design. So you've got a single line for your sentiment as opposed to a double line for the Kiss stamp version.
Yes.
You have these sort of these two corners here, and we'll have a look at the stamps in a little bit more detail, but it was just to give a comparison between the two different sets. So this is it, how it comes as a stamp, and then this as a Groovi plate. So if we have a look at all 4 of the designs that you then came up with, the additional 3 designs together, because what you'll notice is that Jazz has designed 4 very different frames. Okay, so what I'll do, this is where I do my Groovi yoga, where I stretch up and I have to reach the camera, and I've got a piece of paper that says which way I need to go. So I'm going to go that way, like so. There we go. So we can see here what you've done. You've given them 4 unique frames, haven't you? So you could take the middle of this one and put it in that frame. You could take the middle of this one and put it in that frame.
Yes,
can't you?
They are all interchangeable.
And it's nice because you've got these 4 different sentiments. You've got thinking of you, with love, happy birthday, happy Christmas. You've got that option to be able to mix and match, just like you can with the stamps. But as you said, with the Groovi, they're a little bit more versatile, aren't they?
They are indeed.
So which one should we look at in a little bit more detail first with some artwork? Where should we start?
Should we start? Let's go with the with love.
With love, absolutely. So if I pass those back over, I'm going to zoom back in again now. This is where you need one of those long reaching arms. So I'm going to come in, and then what we'll do, there we go. So I reckon that's probably about there. So if you want to bring in, so you've gone through the artwork, Jazz, and you've chosen some lovely bits that the design team have done.
Yes.
And one of the things that always blows me away with the design team when we get the artwork in, and I think you're finding that now, is that you mentioned this yesterday with Barb, is that sometimes they think outside the box, don't they?
They do. They really do.
Because you've got, as you and Barb said yesterday, in your head, you know what you want it to do. And then when the design team send it back and they've done something different. So for example, this one here, this has been done by, let's have a look who's done this one. This one is from Glynis. So the panel is smaller than the heart.
It is. So what she's done is I take it she's drawn out her heart first.
Yeah.
And then she's infilled. So she's taken this, popped in here, and then any other elements she's added in to fill out the heart.
So she's just moved the plate around to fill that. So all of a sudden you've got something which is a lovely A6 plate and now can become bigger or smaller.
Absolutely. Really beautiful.
And then this next piece of artwork explains that. I think this is a Josie Davidson. Josie's known for this lovely gold work around the outside.
Really
Let's just
beautiful.
have a look on that one. Yeah. Isn't it funny how you get to know some of the designers on the way in which they work?
Their style.
Their little, So what Josie's done on this one, she's taken a nested shape and then she's just infilled. So for me, these are lovely infills as well for doing sort of like your borders and frames, as well as being the main focal point.
Lovely. Really lovely. Okay.
Now this one, you like this one,
I like this one.
Okay.
Now when we had a look at this one earlier, we were thinking, wow, isn't this beautiful? But where has that come from?
It's in
on the
box,
plate. I know, surely. But we figured out, if I bring in this plate here we go. If you see these lovely flowers,
should we turn the card upside
here,
down so it's the same? There we go.
There we go. You can see that these lovely flowers here are
it's
these
that little
ones
flower
here.
head there, isn't it?
Isn't it? Look at all of the potential you have just from a little bit of line art, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the colouring opportunities.
And the foliage here is this one here,
that
isn't
one
it?
There.
Yeah.
Which then again shows you, these little details you don't have to use.
No. And you can extend as well. So what Frances has done, she's taken this one and continued to extend it again and again and again to create these lovely garlands of flowers.
Yeah.
And then her traditional sort of with the gold, if I hold that to the camera like that, you can see that gold writing on there, which is done with Pebeo acrylic paint.
Right.
But look, even if you just took that one little element there, not in its own right, isn't that beautiful?
Isn't it?
So it is amazing what the design team come up with.
It really is.
And then we've got another one. Who's this one?
Here we go. This one is Julie Campbell.
Julie Campbell. Okay, and what did you like about this one?
See, I liked here, you see this frame?
Yes.
Julie has then made it smaller to fit around the sentiment and then use all the tiny elements. You see, this is something I've learned from both yourself and Barb, is if you've got space on a plate, put something there, because people will use it. You know, our friends at home will absolutely use them, you know. So I wouldn't have thought, oh, you know, I wouldn't have put a frame with that one. But I mean, look how beautiful that is. It just really...
So just taking the square, so that becomes the focal point.
It does.
And then infilled, and this has been done on 2 layers, picot cut around the outside. Isn't it amazing how it can look so different on coloured parchment as well?
It really does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Really lovely.
So that's the With Love collection on or plate on that one. So that's just one of them. I want to swap that. Where are we going now?
Let's have a look at the Thinking of You.
So this is where the inspiration started from in this collection.
Okay, so here, this is a card by Carol.
Isn't this is lovely.
This is so beautiful, isn't it?
You've got a little bit of perga glitter on there.
I know. I love the birds in black as well. Don't they just pop with the colour?
They do.
And that kind of shading as well underneath. It's so effective.
So traditionally, obviously, with the Groovi, you get that white line art.
Yes.
So what Carol's done, I'm guessing, is she's taken the plate, used it as a traditional pattern with a very steady hand, and traced it out on the top with a black pen.
Wow.
And then on the reverse, if I come in, I'm going to come in on this camera. I don't know if you can see how you've got like that drop shadow just underneath, and it just makes it pop a little, doesn't it?
It does.
And look, you've got some perga glitter on there to illuminate the sort of those lovely strands. Look, it really is. As I say, when the artwork comes in, it's like Christmas. It really is.
It really is, isn't it? Absolutely. Okay.
And then we've got another one. This one's
here. Who's this? This
another
is
one from Julie.
Here we go. So that's using one of Linda's easy layout plates, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah. So the idea behind the easy layout plates was to take elements and not be overwhelmed with a large plate.
Yes.
And fill in the different areas. So you've got Thinking of You here. And then she's just infilled some of these panels and combined it with other plates in the collection as well.
And don't they go so well?
Yeah.
You know, the flowers and it's...
Consider it's from 2 different artists, isn't it? So one of them being Linda and one of them being yourself. So that's the second one in the collection. Which one are we going to go for next?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Why not? There we go.
Okay, so oops, here's the happy birthday plate.
I love this. It's sort of like a soft cornered plate, isn't it?
Isn't it?
On that frame on that one. You've just got the glare on there from the light. Okay.
There we go. There we go.
I wonder who's done this
one. I wonder who. There we go.
Now this one again confused us, didn't it, when we looked at it?
Oh yes, because we were wondering where these lovely little
scrolls had come
from. But if you have a look, oh, I'm getting caught on all the cards. You can see they come from here. This flower right here.
So she's done one and then turned it around and created that. I just hold it because it's in the gold. Look,
there you go.
can see that there. And then these bouquets here, this was taken from, where's it gone? There's the flower head just there.
Yeah.
And then the garlands are these ones here, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just here, there, and just extended to create that. Beautiful.
So beautiful.
And then this little, she's created a little wreath there.
That again is from the Thinking of You. That is, I believe.
Bring that in a little bit. Oh, there it is.
That one there, isn't it? To make a heart.
and there's the opposite heart up there.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have thought that was going to be a heart when that was designed, would you?
Absolutely not. Love it. Love it.
Okay, so that's that particular design.
Right.
So we've gone sort of very sort of soft and elegant.
Yes. Now, this next one from Carol Baker. Look at that colour. Isn't that fantastic?
That's beautiful, isn't it? So Carol's done that same technique that she did with the Thinking of You. I'm guessing she's used Perga colour pens.
Yes.
Because you've got that lovely rainbow of colour.
I love that.
To add the sentiment. So this would be great for a young person, an older person, somebody young at heart, maybe like your mum.
Yeah. Hi again, Mum.
But it is, isn't it? And I think that's what I love about the style that you've created here, that it is perfect for people of whatever age.
Yeah. And do you know what else I love about this plate is if you look right here.
Let's hold this up. I'm going to come into so we're going to look at the center of that flower.
That is a brad holding on the parchment.
So the Pergamon, it was interesting because we were looking at some of the designs earlier, and as we was talking, and Jazz knows it's quite difficult to attach parchment to your card. That's one of the issues when you're working with parchment. And we have our corner punches that can do that. And depending if you're using coloured parchment, you can use the tape runners or Perga glue. But we've got these fantastic Pergamano brads, and we had them designed specifically for us when we started with the Groovi. And they're only 3 mil in size. Yeah. Because often there were sort of like high street brads out there that were 4 or 5 mil. And they would be quite overpowering.
A bit bulky.
Yeah, and so you'd put it onto a corner of a card and it would really stand out. And sometimes you just need it to blend in.
Yes, just like on this card.
And so you can see on that particular one there how, although it's used, it doesn't stand out, does it?
No, I mean, here even
in the corner of these. Yeah, I know.
So
Let's
pretty.
bring it round on this camera here. So we can see, so down in this corner here, you can see, look, you've got that little green brad just there. So that's holding the larger panel on. And then just in the center of that flower, it just adds a little accent, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Really useful for not only decorative purposes, but also, what's the word I'm looking for? It does a job as well.
It does the job.
It does the job as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. What else have you got to share with us?
Here, another Carol Baker.
So this is nice. So Carol's taken the nested oval scallop and then she's used it to infill the frame.
And I do think, these plates are great for infill. Anything you wanted, you know, if your card's looking a bit plain, you think that needs something added, they are great because you can, you know, just pop them in. You can do white work on them, or you can colour them in a really bold colour. You know, you choose how you want them to look. Yeah. Hence the Colour Me patterns.
Hence the Colour Me patterns, the name behind them.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. This one here.
So this is a Carol Pankstello.
Have I got that the right way?
I think whatever way you want. Either way, doesn't it? So very, very subtle in colours. This is using our rainbow parchment. Now the sentiment has been removed from the middle of the plate and put down the side. And then the open space has then been infilled with the pattern. But you wouldn't know any different, would you?
No, you wouldn't have thought something from the plate's been removed, would you?
No, not at all.
No, love it.
And then I think we've got one more showing you this one. Where Jeff, look at this one. It's like that ooh and moment, isn't it?
This is from Glynis.
So what Glynis has done, she's dorsoed on the back to create that lovely ambient colour coming through the greens into the purples and back into the greens. A little bit of white work just to highlight the area. But you was really impressed with the frill, because when you look at the plate, you've got this scallop. And what Glynis has done, if I bring this in, like so, Glynis has actually perforated and picot cut inside that.
Oh, it's so impressive, isn't it? Wow.
And I bet you didn't even consider that to be a suggestion when you was designing the plate.
Absolutely not. But now, now that I've seen it, next time designing, I'll think,
maybe I need to make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah, exactly. For Glynis, I'll make it easier for her next time.
Exactly. And she's used the nested scallop rectangle around the outside, which is another plate which then ties in with that particular one.
Yeah, really nice.
So that's the 4 of the lovely oh no, we've still got one more, haven't we?
How did you forget about Christmas? At Christmas.
Is it Christmas, Jazz?
Yes, it is Christmas.
Okay. So this is your final one in the collection. Now, I just want to compare this one here. So this one here also has that soft rounded rectangle. On this one, you put your scallops around the outside, and on this one, you put the little dots.
Yes.
So tiny little dots, perfect for embossing.
Yes.
Okay.
Which will be seen on this card by Carol Baker again. Look at these dots here. They look like that kind of pearl effect, don't they?
They do. So Carol's done this on 2 layers. You've got your rounded cornered rectangle on one piece. She's perforated and picot cut, and then on red parchment, she's then, so it's all about the layers on this one. Then on the red parchment, she's put these little dots and done white work. So to me, it looks like the lights around a mirror, doesn't it?
Like a Hollywood mirror, isn't it? Yeah. And again, look at the brads.
See, you don't really notice them, do you? But that's how that piece has been attached to the piece behind.
So lovely.
So.
Okay, and then last one we've got is Josie. Oh, here we go.
So this is using Linda Williams' easy layout plate. So what we were talking about earlier, taking little areas and infilling.
Yes.
And this is one of the verses from the Linda Williams Christmas Treasures.
Oh, it is.
Because you designed the frames around those, didn't you?
Yes, where the lyrics kind of go around the frame.
Yeah.
Wow.
You had fun with those, didn't you?
Yeah.
So learning.
Yes.
So you can see then how you've got the versatility of the designs, and that's just in the Groovi plates. And you said, right, okay, we'll have a look at the Groovi plates. So let's also then have a look at the stamps as well.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring the details in of the stamps on there for our friends at home. So if you wanted to go for the stamp collection, the item number is 11629. It's also on your screen. Look at that, £27.97. And you're going to get 4 of those A6 stamp sets. So if we have a look at the Thinking of You, so that is that stamp set. They're all available individually. Then you've got your Happy Christmas. Then you've got your Happy Birthday. And then finally, you've got your With Love. And you pulled some artwork out on this one, didn't you, Jazz?
Yes,
to share with our friends at home.
Let's have a look. So if we move those over. This is a card from Andy Duggan. Now, I love this one, creating a panel.
Yes. So masking off to create that panel and then infilling. So taking one of the stamps and then just stamping it over to create. But that looks as if that was one stamp.
It does, doesn't it?
Doesn't look as if, and because you've got these little assets on here, or the little worker stamps as you call them, if there was a little area, you can go in and infill, can't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. So here another one we have from D. Now this is a bag. Look, how sweet is that?
So really clever, because what Dee's done, she's just used it to offset one of those panels, offset to create a frame.
A frame, yeah.
And then look, just using a little accent. So that one is from, where's it gone? I reckon, there we go. That's from the With Love one.
Yeah.
So there's that little stamp there that she's added in.
Lovely.
Little dragonfly.
I love little butterfly.
The little butterfly. There it is there.
How sweet. Okay, now next one. This is a Debbie McMullen. Let's have a look. Now this is a tag.
Oh yeah.
Look on the card, and she's used. This is the Thinking of You, but she's used that one to look like it's entwined
around.
Yeah, the whole of the tag. Isn't that cool?
And taken the with love from the other sentiment set.
Yeah.
To that. Look at these. See, sometimes you don't see the little details, do you? So that one is from, where's she taken that one from?
I think it's the happy birthday, is it? Yeah, there we go.
Okay, let me bring this in over here. Look, this little flower here.
How sweet
is that? And another one there.
Yeah.
Oh, another one there. Lovely little accents on there.
And this just shows how lovely and quick tags you could make, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
Just one stamp, colouring really quickly.
And that was the whole idea behind the Kiss by Clarity and the Colour Me range, wasn't it? That it was small areas in which for you to colour.
Yes.
So that you could make a quick and easy card.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Okay, now this one here is from Jane Telford. Look at that for a Christmas card.
Wow.
Isn't that lovely? And she's created a wreath look using one of the elements.
Oh yeah, look, she's taken that one.
And then the holly.
And then the holly. So this was quite similar to what Barb did the other day with the Nutcracker stamps.
Yes, it is.
She created a wreath, didn't she?
She did.
Some Perga glitter on there and a little bit of Posca pens. Really nice.
Lovely. And then here, one from Linda Spencer. Another Christmas card.
That's clever, isn't it? So that's using our bauble stencil to create the aperture. So obviously you've got the opening and then she stamped into it. I love that. And this is where you've got that double line for the line art that you can colour in.
That you can colour in.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I love that gold. It's so festive, isn't it?
Really nice.
Okay. And then last one from the stamps.
There's more. There's more.
There's more. Oh, there is more. I can't see who this one is from.
Oh, I'm not sure. There's no name on this one. It might be on the inside. I think this has been on our display board. So it's been stuck together. Now, which one is this using, Jazz?
So this one is, the happy birthday. And that is just using, and then she's used this pattern here for the leaves.
Oh, goodness.
Which I didn't even, draw them to be leaves. They were just little infill elements, yeah.
That's very clever. So this is on stamp board. Yeah, so she's made, whoever has created this, I reckon it could be, I don't know, because it's got double embedders on there as well. Could be a Deborah Wheeler.
Yes.
Possibly. Deborah loves our double embedders. So taking that one flower and those little, now become leaves, to create that little bouquet of flowers.
Lovely.
Wow.
Lovely.
So that is the stamp version of the Kiss by Clarity Colour Me range. And when you look, there's one hiding there, sorry, Jazz. The versatility of them, not only in the Groovi, but also in the stamp. And I think this is where your magic comes into play, because you've got that mindset, right? Okay, I'm going to do it in the stamp first, but is it going to work as a Groovi? Yeah, I think I can get it to work in the Groovi, but with the Groovi, I can do something a little bit different.
Yes.
So, because obviously when you're designing stamps, I think you mentioned earlier, you have to leave enough space around them so that when they're being manufactured, they don't all melt into one big stamp. And so with the Groovi, because the way in which they're designed, you can fill in all those empty spaces. Yeah, and I bet you have real fun. So, twisting this bit here, twisting that bit there.
Yeah, I spend hours, honestly. Yeah.
But look at the results. It's definitely worth. So then we've got the next collection, which is one of your Desert Island discs on that one. And we'll bring that up on the screen now. So this one is, let's have a look at the pack shot. So this is an A4 Groovi plate. Okay, so this is your seasonal tags and frames A4 Groovi plate. Over to Jazz.
The item number for that one is 41942. You're getting your Grey Friday saving of £7.20. So in total, it comes to £16.79 plus your club discount.
Plus your club discount. And if you like it in the stamps, Then we also have the stamps.
Lovely. So that is the Seasonal Tags and Frames Stamp and Stencil Collection, item number 21184. You're getting your saving of £14.39. So in total, that is £33.56 plus your club discount.
Super duper. So where should we start on this collection? Do we want to start with Groovi or do we want to go with stamps?
Let's go Groovi.
Let's go Groovi. Yes. Come on then.
Okay. You've got all right.
She's the keeper of all the lovely artwork.
Let's have a look at this one here.
So I'm going to zoom out now. See, you get a lot of exercise when you're doing this. Hang on, which way am I going? I'm going that way.
There we go.
Okay. So this is an A4 Groovi plate, as you can see here. If I do that, that would be better. So, and you've got the 4 different sections, haven't you? Now, talk us through the idea behind this collection.
Okay, so when I started at Clarity, Clarity is all about cards. Isn't it? That paper craft making cards. Now, I love tags. Okay. I think tags are really beautiful additions to add to presents, make it really personal. And I thought it was something that we hadn't, or at least I hadn't here explored too much.
Yeah.
So I wanted to create tags. And when we think of tags, we think Christmas or birthdays, which, you know, isn't necessarily true. There's other occasions, Easter, anniversaries.
Anytime you want to give someone a gift.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. So I thought we'd go for a seasonal approach. So we've got the 4 different seasons that I've designed these kind of floral tags for our lovely friends at home to use.
Right, okay, so let's have a look at the Groovi plate then.
Okay, so your top 3 here, we've got, I would say, the more summery of all of them. You've got your sunflowers, roses, very pretty.
And what was this middle one, Jazz?
This one? Oh,
this is the biscuit. The biscuit.
Hibiscus.
What I said, is it an orchid? Is it
a hibiscus?
Oh, we'll call that one a biscuit one.
It's a biscuit.
It's a biscuit one. Okay. So we've got the sunflower, the biscuit, and the roses.
Yes. Then you've got your more spring, those lovely tulips. You know, I would say these are a cosmos.
Yeah, personally. Yeah.
And your daisies.
Look at her, Percy Thrower. You probably don't even know who that is. Alan Titchmarsh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rings a bell.
Okay.
Then you've got your more autumnal. You're more the kind of foliage, the ivy, those beautiful kind of oranges and browns.
Yeah.
And greens. And then your winter, which can obviously include Christmas too. I definitely say this lovely tree, that could be a Christmas tree. You could add lights to it, baubles, and then you've got your bows and all of your holly and even a little robin.
I know, I never saw him when we looked, and I'll show you in a moment. I never saw the robin on here. What I did see was when we were looking at the stamp version was a little robin down here. I noticed it here, but I didn't notice him on here. And this is the winter version in stamp. So you can see you've got the Christmas tree, you've got the bow and with the ribbon, and then you've got the circular one as well. Now also, Jazz, we've got all the various different sentiments that can be mixed and matched. But you've also included something else on this plate, haven't you?
Yes, so including all of your sentiments that can mix and match in the different shapes. You've also got, if you didn't fancy making a physical tag, you've got these lovely kind of hanging, the string that you can place on a card. So
to give the illusion of a tag.
Or even just a hanging frame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really nice.
So you've got some artwork to share with us on this one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we can have a look.
I'm going to zoom back in again. See it stretch. And which way am I going? I'm going to come in now on this one. There we go.
So this one here is from Karen Jackson.
So this is exactly the idea that you had in your head when you was designing it.
Yes, yes. A beautiful little tag. But also, if you wanted to use one of the more Christmassy ones, how lovely would that look hanging on the tree?
Oh, lovely.
Or,
yeah.
An Advent as well. You know, you could have your Christmas design at the front, and then, you know, a little saying or a little poem
on the back. Oh, what was it? Those, I think some of the designs here have done before. They're not like wish cards, but we came up with, there was a word for them, wasn't there?
There I can't think what they were. I can't think.
Maybe Gilly will remember. Gilly's in the room. We can't focus on the chat as well as doing everything right. So apologise if we're missing all the fun in the chat. But what was it? There was like promise notes. Promise notes.
There you go. Yeah.
So these would be lovely as a little promise note cards. Yeah.
So yeah, you could say on the back, I promise I will do the washing up for a week.
There you go, Mum. Yeah. She's going to do the washing up for a week.
I do it
anyway. Okay, so that's that piece of artwork there. Yeah. Sorry, Jazz, I just stitched you up.
You did. I'm going to hear that when I get home. Then we've got one from Julie Campbell.
This is lovely, isn't it?
This is really
I'm going to zoom out of it now because I'm too close in. Hang on. Out. You'd think after all these years of doing this, I'd remember, but no.
Okay.
You fell off the chair,
this one is just simple, but so beautiful and effective, isn't it? On that white.
And I suppose that what we're looking at here so far, you can replicate these two particular ones in the stamp as well, couldn't you? Because it takes it exactly as it comes, and you can mix and match.
Yeah, really lovely. And then this one here is from Julie again.
This is nice.
Again.
When we was looking at this one earlier, it has that regal look to it.
It really does.
I think the colorways, and I think because of the roses, it always gives sort of a traditional English garden.
It does.
Yeah.
And I love, again, I've gone Brad's crazy, haven't I? the yellow that ties in so beautifully.
Yeah.
With the paper, really gorgeous.
On that one. So that's using them how you had them in mind, so to speak.
Yes. Now this one's from Josie, if you can't tell.
Because of the gold.
From the gold.
Edging.
Yes. So here she has used this one. Here we go. This tag here, yes. The way it was
like that. There we go.
Perfect. You know, the way it is drawn out on the plate.
And just taking a little. Yeah. I mean, this you really can't. This is like dot dash dot dash dot dash dash. Ugh, I can't even say it. To get that detail, I'm going to bring this up to the camera because to get this type of detail on a Groovi plate, I think is so magical.
Isn't
you would think you would get sort of lovely straight. I mean, look at that.
Wow.
And I think that comes down to not only the design, but also the manufacturing process.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure if I find the stamp version, there we go, I'm going to bring the stamp version in now, you'll see it's replicated on there as well. And you'll get that same crispness when you stamp it out because of the quality of the stamp.
Yeah, you will.
There we go.
So, yeah. And so it's been used to look like it's hanging from that bow.
With the bow at the top.
Another cool thing about this card is that this element here has been used.
It's just the top.
It's just the top. So the frame itself wasn't included. And what beautiful corners are they?
Yeah.
Really nice.
And I suppose when you get that idea in your head and you look at some of the other designs on there, and I'm right in thinking about, Jazz, that when you design this particular plate, that all of the flowers stand away from the frame.
They do. So they stand at the forefront, if you will. So you will not lose any elements of the flowers.
By excluding the frame.
So
you've got the tulips that can become a bouquet. The lovely sunflowers at the top can become standalone. The roses, the biscuits, the daisies, the ivy, all of these stand alone away from the frames, which to me then opens it up even more.
Oh yeah, so many opportunities.
Okay, so that's that particular one. Now, interestingly, this one, I wonder who's done this one.
I wonder. There we go. So the same here has been used to make a wreath.
So that's this element here.
Yeah.
Done 4 times to turn it into a circle.
But then what else is really exciting are this square.
Oh, the corners?
The corners, look, are from this one here, that ribbon.
Oh, yes.
So that has just been rotated around
to create that.
Frame the piece, isn't it?
Wow. Because when you said to me, oh, where's that come from? Because it was like an offset. If I just give that a little tilt, you see you've got that gold and the black. I automatically went to the square because I saw those offset, but then forgetting that the Christmas tree had the lovely ribbon wrapped around it as well.
Yeah.
So let's bring this one in on here so you can see. Look at that. And then it's got Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So we were looking at this earlier, weren't we, Jazz? We was looking at the plate and saying, okay, we've got Merry Christmas here. We've got the and then we've got a happy, but then where did New Year come from? So we worked out that what Frances has done, she's taken individual letters to spell out year.
Yes, she has. So you've got, a W here, an E.
Yeah.
Really clever.
Yeah, and then you've got the Y from Merry. So all of a sudden you can start to spell some words of your own.
Yeah, and even, if there is a letter missing, you can use any alphabet that we have that will fit inside these frames.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's the next one to show?
Okay, we've got another Frances. Now
interesting, this
is
one.
Stunning. So
it took us a while to work out where this one came from, didn't it?
It did. So these flowers here is from this one here. Now, I imagine this one, if I were to have coloured it in myself, is very autumnal, those oranges and browns and greens. But the way Frances has done it is really lovely spring and vibrant colours, really beautiful.
So she's just taken the outline of the flower. Let me just bring this up so you can see. So she's taken just the outline of that flower, excluding the elements in the middle, and then turned it into a completely different looking flower. And one of the interesting things on this one as well, like when you look at a card and then you think, that's lovely. It's a real sort of a lovely wreath, and you can see how they entwine around each one. But then it was this middle piece, wasn't it?
Yeah. We
didn't really notice that at the beginning.
No, we didn't.
And then realised it was that dotted hanger.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
So clever. I would never have thought to have done that.
Look. Wow.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Next one here is from Josie.
So again, that different look. And what did you like about this particular one?
So I loved in this one how you can see that Josie's used a diagonal grid to kind of perforate inside the flowers.
Okay, let's hold that up to the other camera on that one. Let's see if we can pick that up. So there we go. So you've got the flowers in the border and been perforated inside the line art.
Lovely. So those flowers are the flower from the centerpiece in that tag, just taken away and placed around the frame. Now, what I love is how Josie has coloured in those flowers in the middle, that really vibrant, like punchy pink, which punchy pink that makes it the centerpiece and really stand out.
Yeah,
because there is a lot going on in this card, but I mean, you can't not see that gorgeous frame in the middle, can you?
And also what you can't see, this is where it really jumped out to you, wasn't it, Jazz?
Yeah.
The brads.
The brads.
The brad. See, I thought the brads were in the centre of the flowers, but it's not. That's white work.
That's it. They are right here in the corners.
Yeah.
Really camouflaged
pastel pink, so it doesn't detract from the artwork.
From the artwork. Yeah. So that's the magic of the brads, is you can use them to your advantage.
Yeah,
can't you?
I mean, you could use, if you didn't want to do the white way, you could use the white ones in the center.
Yes.
To add that little bit of extra elements to it. Now I'm going to move this one to one side because we've got another one using that same design, just as a comparison.
Here we go.
So who's done that one, Jazz?
This one is Karen Jackson.
Okay, so it's taken the same design. Okay, so the same wreath that Jazz has come up with. Now, the difference between these is that it's been picot cut inside each of the flowers. But what Karen's also done, she's introduced a circle around it as well.
Yeah.
So it now looks, I mean, potentially it could be like a bauble or something like that. But that gives it a completely different look. It sort of frames it, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
I've only just noticed that.
Me too. Me too. I know. But that is the magic of the design team, isn't it? There's just so much to discover in their beautiful samples.
So you've got the same design here. This has been coloured in on this one. This one has been perforated and picot cut. I bring this round to the camera over here. You can see, there we go. So in those little, and look what's in the centre of those flowers.
Oh, are they brads?
Next time you see Jazz, she's going to be bradded all out.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then you've got a few more pieces to share with us.
More. So this one's a bit of a different flavour to what we've seen already. This one is by Karen again, Karen Jackson. I love the more earthy tones in this one.
Yes, normally you'd think with sunflowers, a bit more fresh, vibrant.
Yes, absolutely. And the picot cutting here is inside the frame.
So it's creating the aperture.
Yes.
So Karen's done it on 2 layers. She's used clear parchment for a top layer, perforated and picot cut on the inside, and then used the green as a second layer to then put the sentiment on.
Fantastic.
Really lovely, isn't it?
Really cool. Then we've got this one. This is a Julie Campbell. Look at that. Look at that picot cutting.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So this is using one of Linda's flowers and lace. So you get a corner, which would allow you to make a square. So what, who did we say did this one?
This was Julie.
Julie. So she's gone almost 3/4 of the way around. She's taken those tulips, which can be independent, to infill that area there. But this here is a separate piece.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm going to bring this in on this camera. Okay, and look at that. The hanging.
Wow,
has
incredible.
Been picot cut with precision. And what's holding it up, Jazz?
A brad.
A brad. But you really don't notice it. And look, the brad's in the corner of those panels.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. And when we look at some of this artwork and you think, oh, there's no way I can do it. It can be done. It just may take you a little longer to achieve these type of results. And everything we're showing our friends at home is doable.
Oh,
it really is.
Achievable. Yeah.
That's it. But this is the picot cutting on that.
Picot
I think if I did, I would probably ignore some of that.
I also like here the extra tulips look.
Yes.
So Julie has taken this element here
and infilled that corner to make an accent of it.
Yeah, not using the frame.
And then we've got a few more on this collection. There were so many to look at, wasn't there?
Wasn't there just? We've got the Carol Baker. What a Christmas card is that? So traditional, those colours, aren't they?
Yeah, so it's combining so many different things. So you've got Josie's circular grids.
Yes.
Then you've got the Merry Christmas dangle in the middle with a little brad. We've got the picot circles in the background. I'm guessing that's some of Dee's toffee apple papers.
Yes.
Then we've got the nested doodle frames and panels, the heart on there using our companion papers, and then another layer of companion paper, and then finally onto a craft card. But as you say, very traditional in colouring.
Absolutely.
On that one.
Here we go. This is our last one from Glynis. Here we go.
So,
look.
Again, very traditional in style in the colouring on there. But it's the ribbon work on here.
Yes, that shadow shading even, isn't it? Yeah.
And Barb's often done that in the shack when she's been doodling, and then using the pencil to do that. And Glynis has done that in a little bit of white work, a little bit of colour, but it really does give it the flow and the movement to it.
It does.
And then the corners, they look like garlands.
Like bunting,
yeah.
Isn't it?
And I'm guessing that's probably from one of Josie's grids as well. And then some lovely lace work around the outside.
Wow.
And I loved it. I think it's got to be my favourite sort of hanging cord, that one, to see the different things that the design team have done with it.
Yes.
So that is the Groovi plate. So if you're interested in that, the item number is on your screen now, which Jazz is going to read out for you.
The item number is 41942.
Super duper. And how much are our friends at home paying for that, Jazz?
Okay, so they're getting a saving of £7.20, and in total it is £16.79,
wow,
including your club discount.
For all of that.
For all of that.
For all of that. Now let's have a look at the stamp version. So if I bring this on the overhead, we can see here. So you're going to get the 4 A6 stamp set, Kissed by Clarity. You've got the spring tags and frames, summer, autumn, winter, and you've also got this A4 stencil as well. So I've just swapped the details out for that one on the side of the screen, and we'll have a look at the boards on this one, and then you've got some artwork to show on this as well, haven't you?
Okay.
So the first one is spring. So you can see here you've got those tulips. You've got these lovely sort of flowers here, and then you've got your daisies. Then we go into summer. So we've got the sunflower, the biscuits, and the roses. That's all we're going to see now is biscuits, aren't we? Then you've got your autumn. So you've got your different shapes. You've got that one that Francis did in Groovi. You've got your sentiments, your different hangers. And then finally your winter, which gives you your Christmas tree, your sort of holly bow wreath, and I love this one. The tiny, let me bring out this little robin. Look at that tiny little robin.
He's sweet, isn't he?
The attention to detail is crazy. It really is. So that's the 4 different stamp sets. And then we've also got this A4 stencil, haven't we, Jazz?
We have.
So this is an A4 stencil, and you get all the little bits that come out of it as well. And so, for example, if I take the square one and pop that underneath, you can see that it fits around the square. Then you've got the circle. Then this is like that. We were talking earlier about that game where you have to put the wooden blocks into the shapes, like when you're 2 years old. So you can see that. And so you've got that included in that bundle as well. So in your head, as a stamper, in your head, the tags and this is where it really came to life, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
So this is where the design team have gone with what you had in your head, and created these pieces that you're going to share with us.
Absolutely. Let's have a look. Okay. So here, I'll pop a few.
These are lovely, aren't they? So you've got Merry Christmas. This is Elaine Milner.
This is Elaine as well. And we've got the more kind of grungy mixed media.
Yes. Sam Crow.
So, and then this one from D. Paramore. Isn't that lovely?
Isn't it? Yeah.
Lovely and tiny. And then who's this one? This is D. Bit more vibrant, more colour.
See, I think these also are great for sort of, excuse me, children. So you could stamp them out, and then you could get the children to colour them in as well, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
You can use your pergaliner pencils, your Perga pens. Maybe it's coming up to Christmas, so teachers' presents.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for little gift tags for teachers' presents, or maybe you're thinking, right, next year I've got so many birthdays coming up, then to have this stamp set is going to cover all those different occasions. If you're doing craft fairs, you're selling your cards, you've got the little gift, you could sell little bags of gift tags.
Yeah. Or if you wanted to be really fancy, they could be your price tags. Maybe.
They could, yeah, because they could just be single layer, couldn't they? They don't have to be folded like we're looking at here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sit up there for thinking.
We've also got here, I think this one's from D as well. Oh no, this is from Sheila. Here we go.
So she's got a little gift bag.
It's a gift bag with
and the tag.
The gift tag.
Just for you with love.
Isn't that cool?
Really nice.
Okay.
So they've got lovely little tags. So and because you've got all 4 different seasons, so you've got your Christmas ones, there's still time to make your Christmas. Your Christmas tag. You can tell I went to the dentist yesterday. Is this a Debbie McMullen by chance? Because it's got Pico.
The Pico.
This is clever.
This is really clever. I love using the stencil. Look at that, using the different elements.
Oh yeah, sort of just stamping through. So it's like partial art, isn't it?
Isn't it? But you can also, with the stencil, this is a kind of an example, you know.
Introduce some colour to it.
Introducing the colour, which you could pop in the inside instead of the outside.
Yeah.
Now this one here, this is Sheila again. Look at that.
That's clever.
So
it reminds me of like a rose arch.
Yes,
doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? So she's just masked it off, has she? Down the middle.
Low tack tape. Strip across there, stamping across, and then repeating it on that side, covering that side up, and then stamping into it.
Really beautiful.
Yeah.
What else have we got?
Can you believe how the time is flying, Jazz?
I know, isn't it crazy?
I like this one.
I like this one too. Now, this is an example of how you can infill the...
build a scene within the apertures.
Build a scene.
Yeah, who did that one?
This one is... This is Linda Spencer.
So you've got the little wee fairies. I think these are the miniatures, aren't they?
They are.
Holding the hanging up there. Holding up the new house, and I reckon that's a funky house stamp.
Yes, I think so.
And then the new home, I reckon that's potentially using an alphabet.
That's using an alphabet. That looks a little bit like the gnome alphabet.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah, what does she say on the back? Let's have a look on the back. Look at what lovely stuff. Tags and frames, varies from the toadstool outline, pattern panelled, shack funky houses, bees from Linda's garden, distress inks, buff paper. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's all on one layer. That's lovely, isn't it?
It doesn't look like it's on one layer, does it?
No, it doesn't. No. It looks as if it's all different pieces joined together.
Lovely.
And then the final piece to share with us.
This is a Deborah Wheeler. Now, this one's really cool because she has overlaid the stamps to make that frame in the middle. So
if we take the roses one here, so you can see here, so it's been stamped once that way and then turned round and stamped to create the little additional panel in the middle, and then she's taken happy birthday and stamped it there.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm just blown away by all the artwork from the design team, as we always are when we get the artwork in, we send out the stuff, as you say, you and Barb, you have these ideas in your head, what it should look like, what it should do, and then sometimes it comes back and you think, where's that come? Yeah. I've often seen artwork and thinking, what? Because we keep everything in boxes, don't we?
We do.
For the collection. And you think, oh, this is in the wrong box. And then you look at it and you think, no, actually, it's this.
Yeah.
Because when we get the art, they don't put little post-it notes saying, I've taken this from here and I've taken that from there. They write on the back what they've used.
Yes.
And then you're thinking, have they?
Yeah, I know. And the great thing, you know, about looking at them this closely is finding those details, you know, because I will take them, part of my job is to take them and scan them in so we can show everyone on the blog, on Barb's blog, or on the website. So I get a quick glance and I go, oh, isn't that lovely? But I don't get to look.
No, and I think that yesterday and today, I think has been really nice to sort of share with our friends at home in a little bit more detail some of the artwork from the design team, because as Barb said, it's the design team that helps make us look good when we're doing our TV shows. And so a massive thank you to the whole of the design team and obviously to Jazz today for coming up for amazing designs. We've just gone over the 3 o'clock mark. The hour has flown
wow, hasn't it?
So
just?
It has indeed.
Wow.
So thank you once again for your company. Thanks as always to lovely Jazz.
Thank
and
you.
Julie in the gallery monitoring the messages. So we're back with you now on, where we're now, we're Tuesday. So back with you on Friday at 10 a.m. for another episode of Clarity Social TV. And I'm going to be doing some groovy construction.
Oh,
so
fun.
I'm going to be looking at the groovy cube, the groovy Tudor cottage or gingerbread house, and one other. I can't remember which other one it is. There's 3 different ones, and it's all about the construction on that. So I'll be back with you on Friday, and then after that, it's back on Monday at 10 o'clock for the Shack, and Tuesday at 10 o'clock for Groovy Tuesday. So thank you. It's been such a pleasure. And we talk, but to have this sort of in-depth talk and how your mind works in a little bit more detail has been absolutely wonderful. And I'm sure our friends at home have enjoyed it just as much.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it too. I've loved it.
Super duper. So thank you again, and enjoy the rest of your day. And we will see you again very, very soon.
See you later.
Bye.